Morning, everybody. It is 8:50 in the morning on the 24th of June, and this is your pre-opening comment for the day. It is video number 2189. Okay, let's get started with the fact that there are no economic numbers today. The first numbers of the week will be tomorrow, and those are the FHFA Housing Price Index and the April S&P Case-Shiller Home Pricing Index. Those are both at 9 o'clock, so barely pre-open, and at 10 o'clock, the June Consumer Confidence. Okay, today kind of interesting. There's really not much going on. The Dow is showing up 75, the Nasdaq down 40, and the S&P down about a dollar. So not a lot of action. Europe is mixed. Pardon me. Asia is mixed, and Europe is slightly higher. The 10-year is 427, and that's up 2 basis points. As far as stocks in the news, there's really not much going on there either. Apple is up 15 cents on the EU sending preliminary findings to Apple that opens additional non-compliance investigations under the Digital Markets Act. Really a bunch of crap. Meta Force 96.73, that's up $1.95. And again, Apple discussing artificial intelligence partnership, according to the journal. And that they have that Meta has misled the public about risks to young users, according to the Times. Boeing 175 down $1.56 or 0.9%. U.S. prosecutors will recommend that the DOJ criminally charge Boeing and Broadcom, which has been a little soft the last couple of days, ABGO 1661, and that's up 762 or a 0.5%, working with ByteDance to develop an advanced AI chip. I don't know what that's going to mean in our market because there's still plenty of talk about ByteDance having to get rid of um, their big winner, TikTok. And last but not least, ResMed, RMD, is 185 down almost 21 or 10%. The shares have been down as much as 12% following Eli Lilly's tirzepatide trial results. And the ResMed trial assumptions might be overly optimistic based on that data. So, again, really not a whole lot going on. The chart on the screen this morning, I have a couple that I want to show you, but this is the Bitcoin, and it looks like it wants to break, but um, it's been in a pretty solid uptrend for quite a while, and it has gotten down to the point. Here's the purple line is the 5 week, and the blue line is the 20 week. Looks like it wants to roll over. The one thing I want to bring up is it has looked like that before. And it has gotten right down to it and turned back up. And when it did cross the last time, we were already in a bottoming area. I want to switch to the daily because, as I mentioned in my note last night in the weekly letter, um, I think that the low close in here in this last consolidation was 60,009.50, so just below 6,100. And my suggestion is that you trade this from the long side as close to that 60,000 90, which is a close right around here, 60,950, and that it's a buy down here with a stop on a closing basis of 69.50. It is oversold. It has tried to top in this area. I don't see any reason for it to seriously break. So this would be a very low risk. And if it bounces, as Bitcoin often does, a very high reward. The other one I want to show you is the copper, which we bought calls in, looks like a day early. When you look at what happened here, we had a big up day on, we bounced off 440 on Tuesday, moved back up, and in 2 days of trading, we were back here at 458. Unfortunately, we turned down hard, but I do want to mention that the volume on the upside has been increasing. The volume on the downside was roughly half. And I really like the way that the MACD is set up as very oversold and looking to turn to the upside. Now, we went into the July, we tried to go into the July 28 calls and didn't get filled. So we turned around and went into the July 29s at about 46 or 50 cents. And they really got pounded on Friday as the copper moved down. Let's see, it was down 12 cents, which is a huge move in the copper. But looking at it on the weekly, this is an area of, I think, pretty strong support. Um, we broke to the downside from there, rallied up to the same area, came back down with a higher low, consolidated, and then broke out again over that 440 area. And in 4 weeks, we're over $5. In fact, we made a new all-time high at 519.90. So let's call it 520. We're right back down to that same 44 area. What I'm going to suggest this morning is to buy, not average down on the 29s, but buy the 28s. Now, the copper is down slightly, down a little less than 1 cent. If we could buy these at around 45, 40 or 45, I'd be happy and have two positions with two different strikes. Uh, and it's unusual for me to do it that way, but the value is, if this turns back up, is definitely much more in the 28s. If you look at the options, you can see that the delta on the 27s is double the delta. Pardon me, the 28s is double the delta at 40.3 versus the 29s at barely 22. So I think that that's the way we'll go. I'm going to wait until the open to see how those options open, and we will go from there. All right, everyone. Have a good day.